Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any investment or using the programs presented in the video.
Welcome back to Good Crypto. Today, we're going to review what's new in our 2.3.0 app update. Specifically, the features added to the DCA bot for both centralized and decentralized exchanges. First is a long-awaited cost mode for both SEX and DEX DCAs. In simple terms, this gives you the ability to choose whether you want to set how many coins to buy with each DCA order or how much in stablecoins, such as USDC or USDT, you want to spend to buy those coins. This feature works for spot and futures trading on centralized exchanges, as well as on decentralized exchanges. Let's start with an example of a spot exchange. We're looking at the Sol USDT trading pair and setting up a DCA bot for it. Say my goal is to lock 2,000 USDT into this DCA. This is the total amount I'm willing to allocate for the bot to trade with. In this case, we have 10 averaging orders, all of equal size. Both the entry order size and the first averaging order size are set to 1.15 Sol, which is currently worth around 200 USDC. With 10 orders of around 200 USDT each, the total amount locked into the bot is around 2,000 USDC. However, the problem arises when the price of Solana changes. As we know, it's highly volatile. If we start with 2,000 USDT locked into the bot at the current price of $178 and the price drops back to 100 USDC, where it's been not that long ago, the bot would only use around 1,000 USDT to trade, leaving a significant portion of capital unused. Obviously, that's not something we want. On the other hand, if the price of Solana rises to its recent peak of nearly $300, the bot would require over 3,000 USDT to operate. But what if you don't want to take on that much risk? Or if you simply don't have 3,000 USDT in the account? Or you're trading futures with leverage? Then this rapid shift in required funds could impact your other positions or even lead to liquidation if you don't have enough margin left. As you can see, the current system of setting order sizes as the amount of the coins you want to buy can create all kinds of problems. To solve this, we've now introduced the ability to set order sizes using cost mode. To utilize it, all I need to do is switch from Sol to USDT and set the amount of USDT I want to spend with each order. In this case, I set 200 USDT for both the entry and the first averaging orders. As you can see, at the moment, each order still comes out to around 1.15 Sol, and I have 2,000 USDT locked into this bot. However, now, regardless of whether the price of Sol goes up or down, the bot will continue to use exactly 200 USDT per order. This way, if the price goes down, the bot will buy more Sol. If the price goes up, it will buy less Sol with each order. But either way, you can be sure that it will place exactly 10 orders of 200 USDT each, locking a total of 2,000 USDT into the bot. This creates predictability for your portfolio and risk management, and it does not distort the bot's profitability calculations. This feature works on futures exchanges as well. Let's switch to the futures contract for the same instrument. Here, you can also switch order size to USDT to ensure that all order sizes are fixed in USDT terms and won't fluctuate with the price. Now, if we switch to our DEX DCA bot, you can see this feature works pretty much the same. Once again, we're looking at the Sol USDC pair on Solana, and right now I have 10 orders, each with a multiple of 1, all for 1.15 Sol. This means I will be using 2,000 USDC for this bot. However, since this amount will fluctuate with the price of Solana, I'll switch to USDC and set 200 as both the entry and the first averaging order size. This way, I'll have the same 2,000 USDC locked in the bot, regardless of what happens to the price of Solana. To sum up, the cost mode is a feature that allows you to fix the order sizes of DCA bots based on the amount you want to spend. This locks in the funds the bot uses for each iteration, ensuring predictability. It works on both centralized and decentralized exchanges, and on centralized exchanges, it can be used on both spot and futures. The cost mode will be enabled by default for all DCAs. You can always turn it off by switching to the base currency. However, There are only a few scenarios where you'd actually want to do that. The only caveat when trading with the DCA bots in cost mode is that you need to be aware of the minimum order size requirements of centralized exchanges. If your order size, like in this case with 200 USDT, is well above the minimum requirement, then there's no issue. But let's say you decide to use the minimum amount like 17.45 USDT for both the entry and the first averaging order. Now, if the price of Solana moves up, the USDT amount you've allocated for the order is not enough to place the minimum allowed order of 0.01 SOL. Now you need 17.5 USDT to place this order. And even if you set it to 17.5, once the price of Solana goes further up, that still won't be sufficient. So, the risk of trading with minimum order sizes on futures or spot exchanges while using cost mode is that if the price goes up, your bot may no longer be able to place orders and could stop altogether. That's why, if you're working with minimum order sizes, it's better to use size mode. In all other cases, cost mode is a better option. Now, let's look at another new feature of our DCA bots for both centralized and decentralized exchanges: the ability to launch DCA bots without setting take profit. Previously, you could choose to have no stop loss, but the take profit was mandatory. Now, take profit has also become optional. You can simply turn it off right here, and as you can see, this DCA bot will now run without any take profit or stop loss set. But why would you need that? There are several use cases. First, if you simply want to accumulate coins and hold them long-term without selling. For example, if you're looking to buy Bitcoin and want to keep buying more as the price drops. That's actually what DCA bots were originally designed for. Now, you can set no take profits or stop losses and accumulate Bitcoin on autopilot. A second use case is if you want to exit positions not with a price-based take profit, but using webhooks or by closing them manually. Now you can do it without the take profit getting in your way. The next feature has always been part of our SEX DCA and is now available on DEXs. It's the ability to specify a custom size and price step for the first averaging order. By default, the first averaging order size and price step will be set automatically. So, if you're not sure why you want to set them manually, there's no need to worry. You can continue trading with DEX DCA just like before. However, if you know why you'd want these settings to be customizable, they're now available to you. As you can see, the first averaging order is in auto mode by default. But if you click here, it switches to manual mode, allowing you to choose a different size and price step for this order. The most common use of this feature is to overweight the entry order. For example, if you want your entry order to be 5 times the size of the first averaging order, you could do that now. Overweighting your entry order helps bots' profitability to remain acceptable, even if the price doesn't dip too much. Another DCA feature now available on futures exchanges is the ability to turn off the reduce-only mode for orders that close your position, such as take profits, stop losses, and exit orders. By default, on futures exchanges, all take profits, stop losses, and close position orders are sent with a reduce-only instruction. This ensures that, in case of any issues, the bot won't accidentally flip your position. So, if you're in a long position, it won't mistakenly leave you with a negative position, and vice versa. This is a safeguard that could not have been previously turned off. However, there are some cases when you might want to turn the reduce-only instruction off. These are the cases when the actual exchange position might not be equal to the bot's position. For instance, when you manually trade the same instrument that the bot is trading, or in case you want to run both long and short DCA bots simultaneously on the same instrument. In that case, you need to turn off the